God created us after him. And I think that when our bodies get resurrected into the new bodies that we're going to receive when we go up to heaven, whether we die first or whether we be taken up, we're going to get new bodies. And with that will come more knowledge and most probably more power as well. We'll be able to do things as the angels do. Maybe more, because he says we'll be set as rulers over places. And depending on what you did for God, on how you've learned, how you seeked him, and what he's taught you, he will use you in the time that comes, and that will be for eternity. Because God created us after his own image. We do not die. God lives forever. If we look at the Old Testament too, people lived for a very, very long time, and then they started sinning, so God had to shorten the lifespan of man. Because the Tower of Babel, if they got that right, they would have most probably gone into a different dimension with what they were doing and learn more about these things around us. A lot of people talk about human beings coming from monkeys and living in caves and things. If you go back in history, that is not true. There most probably are places where the human beings did live in caves, but in the beginning, Adam and Eve were really intelligent beings. They were created by God, and they were beautiful. Their DNA was absolutely perfect. Through all the generations that we've been through, our DNA has been corrupted, and we've lost a lot of information, because every time somebody gets reproduced and give birth, some information always gets lost. So our bodies are not as strong and as powerful as theirs were. A lot of knowledge got lost, especially after the flood, but the fallen angels have still been around. They came back as gods, ancient gods, the Egyptian gods, Greek gods, Roman gods, all those gods, the Aztec gods. They're all over. If you look all over the world, the buildings that have been built are all the same. And because it's these entities, these gods that ruled with God, but they became evil and they wanted to be real gods. God gave them that opportunity, and I think they got lost in it. Power kicked in. And that's one thing that they've taught human beings, is to hate and to strive for power. And it's all about me, and to want to be the most important thing and the richest person in the world. And it's a few times I've actually heard that the reason why the Nephilim were created, and why a lot of these people all over the world believe that they were created by their gods, is to mine gold. It gives them power. They say gold dust can generate power for something. I'm not sure what it is that these fallen angels use. It's quite interesting to go into all of that. It's something we just need to understand. We'll see it when we get there. At the moment, it's just unfathomable. We cannot understand what's going on. So what we need to do at the moment, in this last, I would say, the hour basically that we're living on earth, it's most probably last minutes. It's not even hour anymore. Make sure that you love, and it must be sincere. You cannot pretend to love. It has to be sincere. One thing I've learned about is nothing is solid. Everything is vibrations. Everything is frequencies. So love has its own frequency, and love can heal. Love can solve so many problems, because when you radiate frequencies of love, so many things can happen. It can change people's minds as well. So the best thing to do as we sit and wait for God or Jesus to come and fetch us is to love and be patient, and let God do what he needs to do, what he's planned, and leave the avenging to him. Because in the end, he's going to avenge everybody that has stepped up against him. We can see now at the moment with Israel how he's protecting his own people. But even if we go through the prophecies, there's still a few prophecies that needs to be fulfilled, that Israel's still going to go through hardships. And God will step in when the world turns their back against them, or when everybody starts fighting against Israel. God will step in, and he'll help them out, and then they'll turn to him first and ask him, go forth in love, don't take revenge. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud. That's a really difficult thing, especially when people say things so incredibly silly. And you have to just do it and agree with it, because they are in authority to you. Sometimes I cannot understand how people think. But everybody's in a different level, so we need to respect that as well and live in harmony with everybody. God told me a long time ago, don't say no when people ask you something. Say yes, you'll do it. And if he doesn't want me to do it, he will block it, or he will let it go away. And he's done that over, I think it was about 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 years ago, when I agreed to this with God, to say yes. And maybe longer actually. But I have said yes to everything. Okay, maybe once I said no to something I didn't like, but that wasn't really very important. You can say no to something. I mean, I often say no to food that people offer me because I cannot eat a lot of food. I'm allergic to a lot of stuff. My body is just not accepting anything with chemicals in it. We have weak bodies. Let's make sure we persevere in everything we do, because that's what Paul tells us, we need to persevere. Do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you'll be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. So we can only understand what God's pleasing and perfect will is if we transform and renew our minds, be able to test and approve what his things are. But if you don't know what to do, ask him. And before you do anything, ask him if you should do it or not. That's what I do. And the next thing he's actually told me is to wait for him. I had 2 dreams that something's going to happen. Normally I try and always take the first step to make it happen. And every time I do that, it's not been good. So just wait. This is the time I'm waiting for God. So if there's any change in my life, whatever it is, it must come from him. I'm not going to do anything about the dreams that I've had. I'm not going to try and enforce them or try and make them happen. I will just leave it in God's hand. And that's what we need to do. So just love sincerely and wait for God to tell you what to do, or let him do it for you. And always remember, he's in control of your life no matter how bad things go in your life. There's a reason for it. Just turn to him and have faith in him. Trust him with all your might, with all your understanding, with all your heart. Just believe he knows what he's doing. We might not understand why we're going through what we're going through, but there is a reason for it. Therefore, just trust him. Do not worry, because if you worry, that means you don't trust him. It's a very difficult place to reach, to give all your worries to God. I'm doing that at the moment, and he has stepped in and he's protecting me with so many things. You can fall under his protection and be kept under his wing or in the palm of his hand if you trust him completely with everything in your life. And that's what you need to do. So don't stress about anything or get upset about anything, because even getting upset, okay, I sometimes still get upset. I have to check myself every time I do. Don't do it. We're all still learning, and we're also going through this process, which is really difficult in this evil age. But hang in there, don't give up, and just love sincerely and follow what God tells you, not what the human beings, if these people that are ruling at the moment, if they say something, do not trust them. Do not trust them at all, because they're not from God. They have taken God and thrown him out. So you cannot trust him. So they're getting their information and their instructions from Satan. So whenever they say something, just realize where that is coming from. It's not from God, it's from Satan. And even some leaders in the churches nowadays, you've got to be really careful. They've been deceived. Make sure you get your truth from God. Read the Bible, understand it. God will teach you if you seek and you look and you ask him to help you. He will reveal himself. Amen.